Now, maybe you're facing a very tough situation today. And after hearing Pastor Lutzer say that Christians who commit suicide will be in heaven, you're thinking, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and do so. No, don't do that. Because then you'd be saying to the world that even though I'm a Christian, my God's not big enough to handle my situation, to give me the strength that I need to see me through or to rescue me completely. But He is able to do these things no matter how big and how bad your problems may be. Dr. Lutzer explains why.
At the Moody Church, we frequently receive phone calls from people who are depressed, and they'll say something like this. Now, Pastor, can you assure me that if I commit suicide, I'll go to heaven because I am just going through this agony. I'm all depressed. My husband has left me, etc., etc. And then they always add, the world would be a lot better off without me. Well, we need to say two things to them very strongly. First, you do not need to take that fatal, disastrous step. There are still some options. The Bible is very clear that the temptations that are given to us are common to men, and God will find a way of escape. You can go for help. You can talk to somebody. There is a way for you to continue on, number one. Number two, it's not really up to us to give any, quote, assurance, and I'll tell you why. Because you never know. Some of those people that are calling do not know Christ as Savior, even though they think that they do. So it's not our role to play the role of God and say, yes, you may do this, and all will turn out well. You know, this is a wonderful time, I think, to talk about Shakespeare. You remember Hamlet. Hamlet was contemplating suicide, and this is what he said. He said, to be or not to be, that is the question. Now, if you remember that soliloquy, here was his dilemma. Life was too miserable to go on living, but on the other hand, death was very fearful. Does not that soliloquy say, yet in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil? He's saying life is miserable. I don't want to go on living, but death could be worse. You know, I need to contrast that with the Apostle Paul in Philippians chapter 1. You remember what he said there? He said, for me to live is Christ and to die is gain. He said, I'd like to die now, but God has kept me alive for your good. That's a rough translation of what he was saying. But he said, for me to live is Christ. If I go on living, I live with Christ, and I can make it. And if I die, I'm even better off. Notice the difference. Hamlet said, live or die, I lose. Paul said, live or die, I win. What a difference Christ makes.